Your constipation could be having a serious impact on your heart. First of all, I want to tell you, especially in the summer when we tend to not drink enough water and we're perspiring a lot, we're using up our fluids, and we're not drinking enough proper fluids. Please make sure you drink enough fluids and water. Otherwise, you will be constipated. You could be constipated. Let's remember this is one of the reasons for the plague. People were not drinking enough water in the medieval period. I don't know, maybe they didn't have clean water, maybe they couldn't get to it. Let's remember the time of Tom Sawyer, they had to wait at the village water pump for an hour to get their water, their pitcher of water. Okay? If you read Mark Twain's Tom Sawyer, it's basically in the beginning where little Jim goes to get the pitcher of water. He had to wait an hour. So, they didn't have that much water, so they didn't drink. That's why they had this plague with all the rats going after their defecated remains of the people. Okay? Now, drink a lot of water, please. That helps with your constipation. Now, what about this? What happens in your gut often has a surprising impact on the rest of your body. A new study has found that constipation is a common yet overlooked risk factor for cardiovascular events, including heart attacks, heart failure, or stroke. You can imagine the pressure you put on yourself. It's like giving birth to a woman. Maybe giving birth is even easier than, passing a stool with constipation. But anyway, the analysis is based on the health data of more than 400,000 individuals in the United Kingdom Biobank. Those with constipation were 2 to 3 times as likely to suffer a major cardiac event, according to research conducted at Monash University in Australia. High blood pressure only seems to exacerbate the danger. Individuals in the analysis who had both hypertension and constipation were 34% more likely to suffer a cardiac event. Let's make sure we eat a lot of fruits and a lot of green leafy vegetables. And drink a lot of water, especially in the summer. Now, traditional cardiovascular risk factors such as high blood pressure, obesity, and smoking have long been recognized as key drivers of heart disease, explains medical researcher Francine Mark from Monash. However, these factors alone do not fully explain the occurrence of major cardiac events. This study explored the potential role of constipation as an additional risk factor, revealing concerning results. Perhaps the most famous example of the potentially dangerous consequences of chronic constipation is Elvis Presley. Elvis died straining on the toilet in 1977 at the age of 42 from a massive heart attack. I didn't even know that. Now, while there's still a great mystery about Elvis's death, and a bad heart and drug abuse most likely played a role, it's also true that he suffered from chronic constipation, probably derived from poor diet and painkillers. His autopsy revealed an enlarged megacolon when he died, blocked up by clay-like stools from months before. Can you imagine how he must have suffered, the poor man? While the cause of Elvis's death remains speculative, some experts, including his personal doctor, hypothesized that by forcefully pushing on the toilet, the king of rock and roll may have elevated his blood pressure and heart rate to dangerous levels. The new research from the UK Biobank suggests constipation really is an underappreciated risk factor for high blood pressure and major adverse cardiovascular events. What's more, there also seems to be a genetic component at play. Computational biologist Leticia Camargo Travares, the co-first author of the new paper, says that she and her team at Monash found significant genetic correlations between constipation and various forms of adverse cardiovascular events, indicating that shared genetic factors may underlie both conditions. To that point, Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, died of cardiac arrest following a small bowel obstruction at the age of 54, which is partial or complete blockage of the lower intestines. In recent years, gut health has emerged as a key facet of personalized medicine with connections to the heart and brain. Constipation is one of the most common gastrointestinal GI disorders, impacting roughly 14% of the global population. Recent research suggests a person's poop schedule is closely linked to their overall health, but further research is warranted to understand how chronic constipation might impact the cardiovascular system in the long run. The implications of this study are far-reaching, says Marks. These findings suggest that a significant portion of the population may be at an increased risk of cardiovascular disease due to their bowel health. The study was published in the American Journal of Physiology, Heart and Circulatory Physiology this is on the Science Alert by Carly Casella. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.